average performance is not defined as doing a great job. Our job is to have superior performance, a superior risk-adjusted return. That's the criterion for an investor to do a great job.
What would you recommend for someone who's just starting in investment profession to be in this uncomfortable zone, asking everything and getting ideas? Do you have anything to recommend for that?
If we think the same as everybody else, we'll take the same actions. If we take the same actions as everybody else, we'll have the same performance. And average performance is not defined as doing a great job. Our job is to have superior performance, a superior risk-adjusted return. That's the criterion for an investor to do a great job. So if you're going to have a superior risk-adjusted return, you have to do something different. You have to perform different from the average investor, which means you have to view things differently. You have to see things that other people don't see. So this idiosyncratic view is very important. However, it's not enough to think differently. You have to think differently and better. And because the market is in large part efficient, because the consensus of investors is often mostly right, by deviating from the consensus, you have a hard time being more correct than the consensus. So there's the challenge. To be superior, you have to be different, but you have to be right. And often it's hard to be more right by deviating. So this is the great challenge in investing. You have to have what's called a variant perception. The average investor sees, let's say, a stock and thinks it's worth X. The superior investor looks at that stock or that company and sees something different that the average investor doesn't see, and makes either a heavier bet or a lighter bet on that company, overweights or underweights that stock in his or her portfolio. And then the question is, who turns out to be right? If you take an overweight position and it turns out that you're right or more correct than the consensus, then you'll outperform. But so these things are necessary, but they're not easy. You know, I had a matrix in one of my memos, and it was a simple 2x2 matrix. If you do average behavior, different behavior, good results, bad results. So if you do average behavior and you get good results, then you have good average performance. And if you do average behavior and you get bad outcomes, you have bad average performance. Clearly, in order to have performance which is different from average, you have to behave differently. And then if you have good performance, then you get above average good performance. But if you deviate in your thinking and behavior and you get bad outcomes, then you get bad,
very poor,
bad non-typical performance. So if you think about the four cells of that 2x2 matrix, only one is attractive. Yeah. Two are neutral and one is negative. There's only one of the four, and that sums up the difficulty of our job. To be a superior investor, you have to see things differently from most people, but also better.
Yeah, so that's one of my favorite memos.
So thank you. So trying to bring that back to your question, I think the point is that every would-be analyst has to understand that they can't just mirror the crowd. To be an outstanding investor, you have to deviate from the crowd. Now, it's very hard to teach anybody how to A, deviate from the crowd, and B, think better. But
Yes.
at least people have to understand the importance of doing so. Many more people can understand the importance of doing so than that can actually do it. But our job has to start with the conviction that we must try to see things better than others.
I think one of the things that people don't really understand when you say second level thinking.
Yeah.
Why don't you spend a minute talking about what is second level thinking?
Well, you know, if you think like everybody else, you're going to perform like everybody else. The goal in investment management is to outperform the others, but clearly in order to do so, you have to think better and different. And you have to deviate. Now, of course, the efficient market hypothesis says that most of the information is incorporated in the market already, and the person who deviates from the consensus is usually wrong. So you can't deviate for the for the sake of deviating. But I think by the same token, you must have a variant perception, and it's from that outperformance comes, and you have to do it for good reason. The first level thinker says it's a great company, you should buy it, and the second level thinker says it's a great company, but it's not as great as everybody else thinks, you should sell it. And if you can do the latter and do it correctly, really that's the route to outperformance. And I think that's true in every business, is not following the crowd, variant perception, but knowing when. You can't have a variant perception about every decision and have it be right. As I said before, you can't have a variant perception about the difference between Merck and Lilly and be consistently right. But when you find a commonly held belief which you identify as being wrong, and you know why you think it's wrong, and you have conviction, then there's no better way to achieve success.
When it comes to beating the average investor, Howard Marks says the key isn't working harder, it's thinking differently. Most investors follow the crowd, but real outperformance comes from avoiding consensus and developing what he calls second-level thinking. This means going beyond the obvious and asking, what is everyone else is missing and what's already priced in? Marx also believes that being right isn't enough. You have to be right when others are wrong, which often means taking a contrarian position when emotions are high. But here's the catch. You need patience and discipline because opportunities don't come every day. And most importantly, Marx emphasizes that avoiding big losses matters more than chasing big gains. Because in the long run, consistency, not excitement, is what truly beats the average investors.